All right, so today is, oh my gosh, February 1st. So insane. I can't believe it's already a month into 2016. It's kind of funny that I'm sitting on the call with all of you guys, and I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to be here. And it shows that you are invested in your business, and it matters, and we notice as leaders. It I think it makes a huge difference when you do invest time into your team and kind of just talking to one another and hashing things out, because we spend enough time in Messenger. So it's nice to see your faces. I wanted to make sure I touched on the challenge pack sales for this month. If you guys didn't see, it's still 21-day fix and extreme for 140, which is awesome. And then size and 3-day refresh are also on sale. So it's kind of nice because I feel like most of us tend to go for 21-day fix for new people. So I think that'll be a great way to kick off the month. Other things going on. I haven't listened to the wake up call yet, but it should be really good this week. Brittany Leggett was in the top 10 last year, and she finished at number 11 this past year. So if you guys don't know, the top 10 coaches go on like a super extravagant trip every year, and to miss it by one person is like, ugh, you know. They went to France last year, and they're going to Bora Bora this year. So I think it'll be a great one about being resilient and pushing through those times where it's tough. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight, is just kind of like keeping that momentum going and knowing that you are worthy of the success that you want in this business, no matter where you're at. And I think each of you are kind of at a different spot, which is kind of cool that we can speak to all of that. But I think we were talking about this on a leaders call last night. It's really important for you to stay connected to the reason why you're a coach. And that's really to connect with other people. Building those relationships and knowing that you're building that trust and honesty and loyalty in your conversations. Because there's going to be times when people are difficult. There's going to be times when, people may write you off, or, it's not all butterflies and rainbows is basically what I'm telling you. Yes, is there a lot of awesome things? Heck yeah, because all three of us are sitting here and I didn't talk to you guys a month ago. So that in itself is pretty awesome to me. But I want you to know that your success depends on the relationships you build. It doesn't, your points, your successful points and stuff reflect that. It's just kind of a measuring system to reflect your connectivity. But when you invest in people and you build value with them and trust with them, that is where kind of the magic happens. And it's easy to get caught up in, I got to send this many invites and I got to get this many coaches, and like the business stuff can bog you down, right? I'm sure that each of you have kind of experienced a little bit of this, but it's really like I was sharing, where did I share today? We have like a Beyond Diamond group, and I was saying to them, because they get caught up too, I'm like, this business is just talking to a lot of people, being consistent with being positive and motivating, and working on yourself. That's all it is. Simple, right? It seems crazy because I know that there's a lot of other factors that come into play. But when you get overwhelmed and you feel like things aren't working, or you're not where you want to be, or maybe like Jennifer, you set the bar so high, and she said to me tonight, I don't know if I can live up to that again. You have to kind of let that mindset go and just know that you're here to connect with people. You're here to share your journey. You found something that's worked for all of you. You still love it for a reason. You're just sharing it. I love going back to that restaurant analogy. You went to an awesome restaurant, you had great food, you had great service, you had a great view, you share it. That's all this business is. It's kind of doing those unsexy things that other people don't want to do. There's days I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. I don't want to work out. I don't want to talk to more people. But when you set those goals in a new month from day one and say, this is where I want to go. This is how I'm going to get there. And this is what I'm going to do daily in order to make it happen. So you kind of have to pick those goals for the month. And I think it's an awesome way to start out a new month. Like write down 3 goals for yourself and then pick 3 actionable items each day you're going to do to get there. Because when you have big lofty goals, especially with Team Cup, it's easy to get just overwhelmed and not do anything. But you have to kind of keep that focus on where you're going and why you're going there. It's really, it's not hard, but it's doing the things that you don't want to do when you know you have to do them because you know it's going to get you to the place you want to be. You know, I've been really honest, like I sacrifice a lot for this business. I'm not bashful about saying that, like, I would love to make this a full-time job and a 6-figure income. Does that mean that every single person on this team wants to do that? Absolutely not. But I make my actions meet my goals. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, if you want to pay for your Shakeology and help 3 people a month, usually a good go-to is 10% of the people you talk to may be interested or say yes. Maybe half of that actually follow through and continue the journey with you. So if you want to help 3 people, you need to be talking to at least 30 people in the month. I like to kind of work backwards that way, and it doesn't always pan out that way, but kind of set those daily actionable, measurable things and track what you're doing every single day. I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but like I have a dry erase board and it's just day by day. I got it at Target. It's $10. And I write down every day how many people I friend, how many people I form, how many people I follow up, how many people I invite to challenge group and coaching. And so I'm visual, so I know who I need to follow up with. And then I have an Excel document that I track my numbers for the month in. And you can see month by month they go up. Like I have to talk to more people because you always have to be, you know, expanding your network and growing outside that comfort zone. So, you know, we start with that list of 100 as a new coach, and you'll probably see you go through it kind of fast. And you're gonna hit walls at certain points, but you need to be doing your personal development daily, and you need to be doing your fitness and nutrition to bust through those barriers, because they're going to come. The roller coaster goes up and down. That's part of being an entrepreneur. And you just have to know that the risk is worth the reward 110%. And I can say that from my personal experience. I mean, if you look at this team, there's 21 people in our group, and how many are on this call right now, right? That speaks volumes of you guys. I don't know if you know that or not, but it matters. And it's people are going to fall off. They're going to, you know, say they want to do something and then figure out it's not for them, and that's okay. But you just have to keep that vision always with your blinders on towards your vision and remember why. Have you guys made a vision board? Have any of you made a vision board? It's something that I would task you for doing this week. Go out and get like a bulletin board at, you know, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, $5-10, and pin it up next to your workplace. You know, I have places I want to travel on there, quotes that kind of motivate me, pictures of my family, my dream car, you know, like visual things that I want to work towards. Because when you put that right in your space, it's in your face and there to motivate you every single day. And I've had it up there for over a year now, and it really does work. You know, maybe it's pictures of your family. I was telling Claire, we were talking about Summit and going on. You have yours, those photos. Yeah, definitely put some photos to it because the visual aspect definitely helps. And it's fun. I mean, it's kind of nice to kind of put your vision in view. But I was telling Claire, I was like, cut out a picture of you and Richard and put yourself on the beach in Punta Cana. Like, it sounds silly, but it's right there, and it's there for you to work towards every single day. You know, if you want to be a Star Diamond coach, cut out a picture of the stage in Nashville and put your picture on there. There's no reason that any of you can't achieve what you want to. Maybe it's paying off a student loan. You know, put that number down and put an X through it and know that you're going to hit it, or pay off a bill, or whatever it may be. That visual connection has really, really helped me. I'm just kind of freely speaking on this call because, I think it's a big month. We've kind of come off of that January lull, and people are still out there not sure about their resolutions and what they're doing and where they're going. But you guys are the people to make those relationships happen, and you have the power to connect with them. You guys all share like so awesome. I love waking up to all of your posts, and I think that's one thing that the three of you do really, really well. So don't lose sight of that. We were talking also in the leaders call about being intentional with your post. You know, don't just post your Shakeology and say the recipe. Share a story as to why Shakeology has helped change your daily routine. Don't just post your workout selfie, post a motivational quote with it, or share why you get up early in the morning. I think the biggest asset as a coach you can do is be a storyteller. Learn how to create emotion in your posts and connectivity with people. And that doesn't mean you have to write paragraphs and paragraphs, but have something bold to catch people's attention, and then kind of share your emotional journey. Because that's what people connect to, and that's what makes the difference of, like we talk about, anyone could go on teambeachbody.com and buy something right now, but they're investing in watching what you're doing every day. So I think if you can start shifting those posts from just like, here's my Shakeology, and make it something of value for people to pay attention to, that will really help in your conversations. Something else that I'm also trying to do this month is making a list, and I'm sorry if I already shared this with you guys, but making a list of objections I get throughout the week and using my post, like using those objections as content in my post. Not in like a mean or malicious way, but kind of running a coach open house publicly. Like, I don't really get Shakeology price objections anymore because I feel like I do a pretty good job at sharing why it's necessary as a vital component. So if you can kind of take those objections and like, if you're getting, like, Jen was saying, people said no, or they're just, no means not right now. And every no you get is a seed planted for next month that you follow up with. So it's kind of like what we talked about, those lists, a follow-up list, an invite to coaching list, and an invite to challenge group list. And people just kind of filter one to the next. But just knowing that, yeah, you're going to get no's. People are going to say no all the time. I mean, think about how many times maybe you said no to something, or maybe even this opportunity. I'm not sure. But it happens. I say Claire said no to me 8 months, and look at her now. So just know that there's always a right timing, and you just have to find the people that the right timing is now. What else was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. What questions do you guys have? Open it up. What do you feel like you're struggling or succeeding with right now?
I'd say today I posted that I'm doing the refresh again, and I don't know if you guys saw, but this girl I know from college wrote on there like a whole article about why detoxes are horrible for you and you should never do them and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, like, really? So I messaged Claire right away because I was like, I don't want to just delete it and not say anything to her, but I also don't want to be like, why did you write that? Mm-hmm. So Claire actually was really helpful and told me kind of what to say and just be like, hey, it's worked for me and whatever. But in the end, it ended up being fine. And she was just like, yeah, I just don't know why you'd post that because people don't understand diets. And I was like, it's not a diet. If you looked at the rest of my Facebook page, you'd understand what I'm doing. And I've done it twice already and it works for me. But as long as I continue on my lifestyle change and stuff. And eventually she wrote back and was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, totally understand. Like, makes sense. And I was like, okay. Cause I don't want her to be like pissed off that I deleted her post. And I read her article and I understand too. And I completely agree. A lot of people don't get the nutritional factors, so they try some of the other detoxes and stuff. So I think lately it seems like a lot of people who are looking at my posts or like commenting and stuff tend to have a few extra like, well, I'm not sure and I really don't want Shakeology, or I don't want to do this and all that stuff. But luckily, I mean, Claire has definitely helped with like responses on what to a little bit more about. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me. My mom just called.
That's okay.
I'll call her later. But I think that's kind of been my struggle of, so I can tell a lot of people are looking at my posts, but then, you know, if they write something that I don't know exactly what to respond to right away, it gets kind of awkward. But today, I mean, it was fine. It worked out. It was a good response. So I was okay with it, but it's weird.
I would always say, you know, if you feel like you're getting negativity backlash from people, I mean, use your judgment, of course, but if someone is like genuinely mean, I just delete it. I mean, it's my page at the end of the day. So don't be afraid, because you don't also want to engage with someone where you feel like you need to defend yourself.
Right.
The one thing I would say to be cautious about as a new coach is like sharing any like stock photos or that kind of thing, because that tends to bring that out of people. So I think the more that you can share pictures that are your pictures, and I know that's kind of hard when you're like, well, how do I share the 3-day refresh when I haven't started it yet? But you're creative enough. You can think of something.
Yeah, and I have other photos and stuff today posted, but that makes sense.
Not that like what you did was wrong or anything.
Yeah.
But that would kind of be my advice, because people follow your story more when it's an eye-catching photo and you know what I mean? Not something they can go see on Pinterest or Beachbody, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. I think that's a good point. Alexa, stop. Sorry, I have that Amazon Echo thing, so.
That's okay.
My laundry alarm.
Loretta and Jen, what are you guys thinking?
I definitely just kind of like your approach to like following up with people. Like I definitely have like a handful of people that like all through January it was like the same, like, oh, not right now, but like later. I'm like, okay. And like and trying to like find that happy medium of like not being pushy, but also like showing that like I'm not just trying to be like some regular salesperson. Like I would like to think that my before and after photos showed that it does work, especially when you like, you know, just change not just your diet and what you're eating and what you're working out, but really making a lifestyle change and kind of mind over matter, like having that positive attitude, and that it's not easy, but it's doable and it's something that you can do. But yeah, just kind of the process of like the following up. Like I have an idea of like what are good things to say, but maybe even more of that, and just really in general, the following up and the like, okay, so you said no now, but you said like, and I've had people like a handful, at least 3 people say like, can we talk about it in February? And I have one girl she's going to be signing up today or tomorrow, and she doesn't want it. She wants to get it and then start it as soon as it comes. But does that make sense?
Maybe Jen's good to speak on this, since I feel like she had a lot of success in January, how kind of your conversations went and what worked for you.
Well, I definitely think since it was something new that I was starting, and a lot of people, it's more so the curiosity of what I was doing. So I feel like it's kind of easier in the beginning because you kind of have that push right away and people are like, what the heck are you doing? And it was easier for me to reach out to your close friends. I would say about 4 or 5 of these people I'm like really good friends with that joined. So that kind of made it a lot easier. And then tonight kind of went out of my comfort zone and started reaching out to people that I haven't talked to in who knows how long. It's weird, but I know that I have to do it. So, but it was a lot of no's at once. And obviously I know not everybody says yes. But it's just weird to hear it all at once. And I got, someone asked how much it was, so I kind of laid everything out. And this was actually a follow-up because she didn't want to do it last month.
Mm-hmm.
So I was letting her know that 21 Day Fix was still on sale this month. And I told her what she got with it. And she was like, well, that's not very much for how much money that is. So that kind of, I was like, kind of like stumbled on that. So, but I mean, I left it positive. I let her know that I run it every month. So, of course, if she didn't want to do it now, it's fine. She told me that she joined Weight Watchers and everything. So obviously I told her Weight Watchers is great as well. I did that for a year. So, I never want to push anybody down for what they sign up for, but it's just weird to like hear a lot of no's at once, especially because I put myself way out of my comfort zone.
I think that's so honest and real, because like I said, you do get to those barriers, and sometimes days you do have bad days in your conversations, or you feel like you're not getting somewhere, but then all of a sudden somebody that you've been pushing for like 4 months messages you out of the blue and says, I've been following you, I'm ready to go. And you're like, what? Where have you been? But that's why personal development is so, so key every single day, because you have to believe in that bigger vision, your mindset. And that's why I think the vision board will really help with that. Jen, would you say that you used a lot of the scripts, like conversation wise, or you kind of just went with the flow?
Certain things I would say probably I do. But I try to just go with the flow and kind of explain it from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm trying to steer away from it, but obviously sometimes you need it.
Yeah, I think at the hard points in conversations, sometimes it's nice to have some go-to things, because if you find yourself explaining the same thing over and over again, like I think the script about explaining the price that is in the conversation scripts in our team page. I don't know if you guys have gone through that, but it breaks it down step by step. And Rachel Morris actually came up with that. And I literally almost 95% of the time never have an issue with price. But I think if you do have an issue with price, you need to go back to that conversation and read through and make sure you ask enough questions about somebody's lifestyle. I know as a new coach, I did not ask people enough questions. I was just like, all right, you ready to go? Here you go. Here's the link. And it's kind of easy to do because you're like, oh, I got to hit Success Club. This is where I'm going to be. You get excited. Take the time to go through and ask people about their daily schedule. And, you know, you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but really go back to those conversations that you maybe did get a price objection and read through and kind of self-evaluate. Or share it in your team cup, share it in the training. Because a lot of the times I found myself thinking I did ask a lot, but really I didn't. And as you kind of do more and more combos, you will see how you can tweak a little bit here and there. I mean, I always ask people, okay, tell me what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Break it down for me. And if they're saying they're going out to eat every single lunch and you're getting that out of them, well, ding, 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 you know, that's an $8 to $12 expense, you know, minimum. And you can kind of break those things down a little bit. And that objections document is good for that, Jen. I could post that in Glow Diggers as well. I don't know if we posted it in the training that Christina and Loretta, you guys were in. There's so many documents Noelle and I have made, it's hard to keep track. But I think it's going back to basics and taking the time to self-evaluate those conversations and, you know, asking someone to look it over for you. Feel like you weren't sure where it could be improved on. I always said, Noelle, I'm like, oh my God, I got this question. I don't know what to say, you know, because you like freeze up, especially when you're talking to people you really don't know as well. don't be afraid to do that, because the key is in the conversation. And the more you can master that and the more of it you can do, the faster you will master it. If that makes sense. What else, ladies? What else can I speak to or help you with?
This doesn't have to do, I mean, yes, with coaching, but so I'm doing the new like February group and starting the 21 day fix again, which is awesome. Is it like encouraged that, so I've already gone through the 21 day fix videos. So I'm like, took a little bit of a break to kind of like regather myself and kind of prep again for like round 2. Would you guys say like, just do the videos again along with adding, have it in front of me. Like, do you guys throw this in to kind of like mix it up? Or is it like, is it okay to like continue just doing the 21 day fix videos? So does that make sense? It's like not.
I did that workout this morning. It's a killer.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Today I just like started with the 20 day fix workouts again because it had been about a week since I had like done them. So I just did the first one. But I know if it was like, if it's like frowned upon to do that, or like switch it up and maybe do the 21 day fix, the plyo fix. But yeah, that was just like more of a workout question.
Total personal preference. You can definitely work it into the routine. There's no like frowned upon. I mean, it's there for a reason, right? So I think as long as you're incorporating it on the day that it's supposed to be plugged into, I think they tell you that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Awesome.
What else, ladies? How are you guys feeling about Team Cup?
Feeling fine. I have my call tomorrow. We haven't really done much with it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's nice to work with other people on other teams and get some different insight, because you guys hear from me and Claire probably enough. I know you just love to hear my voice, but but really what I would say is use February to be disciplined about your daily actions. Don't wait until the 15th to start working, because it's not a good feeling to work towards your goals at the end of the month. I think all of you at some point will start making that shift to leader. Like I know Jen's going to start working to diamond. And so you want to hit your Success Club goals early in the month so that you can start focusing more on your challengers, your future coaches, building that up at the end of the month, doing the extra things like creating scripts or systems. And that may be way above your head right now, but I think it's good to talk about it and know you can put that pressure and heat on at the beginning of the month and not have to be wearing at midnight on the 29th or however many days there are in February. It's a lot less stressful. So don't be afraid to kind of talk to those people now and invite now. The other thing I would say to you guys is utilize those coaching opportunity calls. Noelle and I pretty much do all the work for it, but if you have someone that you think would be an awesome coach, invite them on. It's just a short, steal it from the script, go look and see what feels most comfortable for you. But that's kind of the next step for you guys to build and think about. Even if you think you can't handle a team, there's no expectation to say, oh, well, if you have 2 emeralds, next month, Jen, you're out. You got to start your own team. Definitely not. But your paycheck and your volume and your cycle bonuses grow as you can start to duplicate exactly what you're doing now. And just something to think about. And maybe that's not on your radar. Maybe you just want Shakeology paid for, and that's totally okay. I don't want to sound like you have to do that, but just know that when you start duplicating what's working successful to you, the sky is the limit for the amount you could be making monthly. I definitely saw a big jump in July when I started really seriously growing my team, and you guys have the systems in place, so don't be afraid to utilize them. because they're there for a reason. What else? Nothing? Are we feeling good, motivated? What are you guys reading for personal development or listening?
I did get The Daring Greatly, and I started reading it, and it's really good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I've had other people suggest it too, from different walks of life. So I'm clearly I need to get this book, and it's great. And it just talks about that vulnerability and that we need to step out of that comfort zone. And I'm a high school teacher. I do that every single day. Stepping out of my comfort zone and literally making myself vulnerable. And it does work. And I've definitely when I feel myself kind of stepping out of that comfort zone and being hey, this is, posting that before and after photo the other day, that's way out of my comfort zone. But I was I gotta do it. And I did. And it was I opened the floodgates. People are
yes.
What are you doing? And I was this is what I'm doing. And I'm really honest with them. I think when it comes to my close friends, and my family that reaches out to me about it, when I'm really honest, I'm yeah, at first I was a little reluctant with the price, but once I broke it down, it made sense. And it's definitely I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, that it does work. So
don't be afraid to share that, Loretta. Share your skeptical feelings before you started, because if you are feeling it, that's an objection that somebody else is feeling, and that's content that's gold.
Yeah.
What are you two reading or listening to?
I'm starting to read You Are a Badass. I've had it, yeah, but I haven't started it yet.
Do you love it, Jen?
I'm not that far in yet, but I'm a really slow reader. I probably should listen to podcasts. I'm not a huge reader, but so far it's okay. I don't feel like I'm that into it yet to feel.
And if you're not feeling it, don't be afraid to put it on and pick something else up or get on wake up calls. I honestly thought that wake up calls were so beneficial because I can, if you go onto the Beachbody one and you feed, all of the ones from the past 3, 4, 5 years are on there. So you can find a topic that you're struggling with and skip through the beginning recognition and just listen to the call. And I mean, those top coaches are on there speaking for a reason. They're doing something right. So I really love listening to them, even at work and downtime when I'm not doing much, or in the car, in the shower. That's endless hours of gold for you guys. So definitely don't be afraid to listen to them. But that's definitely more, some of them are more business. Some of them are more motivational. But if you want any ones specific, just ask, and I can tell you which ones I saved. I know the Lindsay Matway ones are always good. She's kind of a good motivational speaker. The last thing I was going to say, and just remind you guys, because I'm sure you don't have enough resources, is don't be afraid to go on my YouTube channel. And if you click playlists, there is different topics broken down. So if you're looking for something you want to listen to outside of a podcast or reading, there's some of my favorite calls on there. So that's just another resource you can tap into. That's kind of all I have. Start the month strong. Like I said, you guys are doing awesome and kicking butt, and getting over that hurdle of sharing is, you have no idea. There's coaches I can't even get to post and have been with me for a long time. So know that what you're doing is important and special, and your voice matters. And I'm really proud of you guys. And thanks for hopping on. Anything else? I'll give you 2 extra minutes to go spend your night. So I hope you guys have a great week, and kick butt and Team Cup for those of you that are doing that. All right?
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Yes.